I can't compete with Tony. Man, that was awesome. That was incredible. Who here has spoken in front of a group before? Anyone? That's awesome. Believe it or not, it's my first time, so bear with me. My coaching journey. Well, first of all, I started with Beachbody programs in 2010. I was preparing for my sister's wedding, so I got Insanity and Shakeology and had no idea about the coaching opportunity. I wish I had back then. I'd be 3 years ahead now. But then in 2013, does that sound familiar? In 2013 is when I saw on one of my friend's Instagram pages a comment about joining a challenge. And so I started stalking that person's page and was like, oh, I remember what this is about. So long story short, I hooked up with her and started talking about a challenge. But then I'm like, well, how do I do what you do? You know, I want to coach people, I want to help people. And so I signed up as a coach with her in June 2013 with Focus T25 and Shakeology, and with that program I lost 30 pounds. Because, you're helping me make me feel better here. But it was because I had the accountability. It was because I knew that there were people counting on me to inspire them, and that's really what pushed me forward. And so within 6 months of starting my coaching journey, I hit Emerald, and then had a very tough 2014 year personally. So I was almost a diamond, ended up losing half of my coaches, and then lost Emerald rank, and then almost quit because of a lot of personal issues that were going on. And then towards the end of 2014, I decided to get re-inspired a little bit and shoot again, try one more time, go for it, what have I got to lose? It wasn't like the third time's a charm. It was, you know, I went for the second time, and in January of 2015, my upline and best friend was diagnosed with breast cancer at 27. And that really inspired me to fight again, because she was going through something a lot worse than what I was. And so it really helped push me. I hit Emerald again in January of 2015 and went all in, decided to make a goal and hit Diamond by April. And I did that, so I've been Diamond for a year now. And when I first started coaching, I had made a goal to try and quit my job, my full-time job, within 2 to 3 years. And last June, I was able to do it. I quit my job, so that was under 2 years, exactly. I quit my job, decided to be my own boss, because June and July were my highest months with Beachbody, because I was really pushing hard. And back in Nebraska, as many of you know, cost of living was a little bit lower than here. So what I was making a week there was doing better than my full-time job. And I thought, if I can keep this up, I'll be just fine. Sure, it's a big risk, it really is, but I learned what I could live with and without, and it would surprise you. So from there on out, I decided I needed to change my living environment, because I did not have the best support around me. I'm sure a lot of you have that same story, whether it's, you know, your immediate family, your spouse, your parents, whatever it is. I didn't have the support I needed. I believed in me, but I needed to be around other people that did too. So I made a plan, a temporary plan, to move. I had done a little bit of traveling last year with some trips, so that got me to see that the world is a bigger place than Nebraska. So I had kind of made a plan for moving to Florida, Georgia area, but it was just a plan because I wasn't visualizing it enough. I wasn't worried about money, I wasn't worried about me making it, I didn't see it happening myself, and I needed to visualize it better. I needed to really see it for myself, and I needed to believe that I could make it happen with the support I had from people on the East Coast. A few of them are here. So finally, at the end of January this year, I packed up, left Nebraska, and have been here on the Southeast Coast for 2 months now. I'm residing in South Carolina, but for the last 3 weeks I've been in Florida. And I'm here in Savannah. I come to Savannah a lot because I have a cousin here in the Army, so I like to come visit him. I have family in South Carolina, some of them I'm living with right now, but I'm enjoying the freedom of floating around and taking my work with me anywhere. That's really been such a goal of mine to reach. One of the things I really want to stress is how the word success has changed in my mind over the last almost 3 years. Because I tend to be a workaholic, and Sarah, I don't know when to quit sometimes. I don't know when to shut down with my work. Because when I quit my job, I felt like I had to prove to everyone else that I could do this, when I just needed to prove to myself, just myself. So before I realized that, I was trying to work myself to the bone to make up that income that I may have lost from my job, make sure it's there every single week. And what that did was just burn me out to the point where I wanted to give up more times than not. And I really needed to set some business hours, and I tried that, and I still couldn't stick to those. So it's been a work in progress as far as that goes, but someone very close to me recently told me that I'm viewing success wrong. To me, I was so focused on numbers, dollar signs, volume, for those of you that know what volume means, and I needed to see it on a computer screen or on paper that I got so many new challengers or so many new coaches for that day, and that's not what it's about. You guys all know that. It's who you helped in a day, what you did for that person. Even if it's a coach, a potential challenger, a current challenger, whatever. It's what small thing you did for that person in a day. And how did it make you feel right here? How did it make that person feel right here? And so just in the last 2 weeks alone, I've really been shifting my focus to that. Thank you again, Sarah, for helping me with that. But it's really helped me shift my focus, and by the end of the day, I can feel more relaxed, more at peace in my heart that I helped to change someone's life and not worry so much about the dollar signs, not worry so much about the numbers. Because essentially it's how deep we build our downline, how close our team is, how close our relationships with our team is. That's going to keep us together in the long term, not how fast I can get to diamond or how fast I can get to 5-star diamond. That's not going to hold a team together, because what leadership examples are you showing? So anyway, before I ramble on too long, that is my story. If anyone has any questions, please ask. I tend to talk a little fast and skip over a lot of things, so feel free to ask. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Jill, for coming and speaking. I hope you'll stay close to Savannah so you can keep joining us. She's offered to be on our committee and help us with future planning or whatever you can use her for. Our next speaker that's going to be presenting, we're done with our speakers, but each of us have our own little journeys, so each person that comes up to speak can tell a little bit about where they are with you. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next presenter, Jennifer. Jennifer Wood is our two-star diamond, and she just got back from the Success Club trip, which was not her first, and she's getting ready to go to Summit. And the one thing I wanted to point out is she really stresses how important Success Club is, and she has now reached Success Club for 41 months straight. Woo!
All right, well, really quick, well, I always say that, it's never really quick. A little bit about me. I started as a coach about 4 years ago, and I was a military wife. I really felt like I was in a very dark place. I struggled with major depressive disorder, and I literally just kind of felt like I was just surviving. I had no passion, no purpose, no vision for my life. Coaching really gave me something to be excited about every day, to be able to wake up and have something for me, to help people, to change the world. It really gave me just that purpose. Like, I have two teenage girls, and I know that should be enough, but for me, it really wasn't. Like, I love them, but it just felt like I had this hole. Like, I wanted a career, I wanted a job. I went to school, but yet I was at home without, you know, this job because my husband was constantly moving with the military. So anyways, I fell in love with the business, and I just kind of made a decision. And so the best piece of advice I can give you is to believe in yourself. You know, even if you're not sure and you think that people aren't going to trust you or believe in you, just do your best, do personal development. And some people say don't fake it, but I think you should. You should believe in yourself, even like pretend like you believe in yourself, even if you don't. Pull from other people, pull from your coaches, pull from your upline, pull from your friends. help them to believe in you. Like, does that make sense? Like, pull from them, and then eventually you'll grow and you'll believe in yourself more. Like, over time you'll just grow and you'll believe in yourself more. And number two is you have to make a decision. You have to decide, I'm gonna do this business. Like she said, it doesn't have, all in does not mean all day. And that's really hard, especially if you're a driven personality. Like, I mean, I will work all day long. But you have to set the time aside, even if it's in mom crafts, even if it's like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, make sure you're doing the things that are gonna grow your business. You know, Facebook scrolling is not gonna grow your business. So if you only have an hour a day, you really need to sit down, be working from a list, doing the vitals, and don't skip personal development, because I know that's the one thing that most people skip, and I still do it occasionally, and then my business tanks. Like, you've got to be growing yourself so that you can grow your team, so that you can pour into your team. So anyways, and then just to touch on Success Club, the reason that it's a non-negotiable for me, because I feel like it's a measurable way to see if you're growing. But it's not to get caught up in the numbers. It's just so that you know, I'm helping 3 new people a month. I'm helping, you know, it helps you, am I moving my business forward? Now, if you're trying your best and you didn't hit it, let go of it. Like, you don't quit, you don't give up, you just keep trying, because you'll get better. And as you grow your skill set, you know, you're gonna get better, and you're gonna, you know, it'll get easier. It really took me a good year to feel like, I got this. And then after 2 years, I was like, I totally got this. Like, and I'm not 10-star, and I'm not, you know, but I'm slowly gonna get there. And I figure if I can just hit 5 every month, I'll get there. So just have some goals every month, try to work towards them, focus on the vitals, and you'll get there. So, anyway, I wasn't prepared for that. First, I'm gonna have everybody who lost, if you lost 10 pounds, stand up and just stay standing as I go through.